Alright, this is Town Dog and I'm back. This is in the Flight Simulator X Expedition multiplayer. And I'm going to try to make a little play here in my little 337 or O2, whatever you want to call it. The civilian version of 337. Military will be O2. But anyway, we're going to try to make a little flight from here over to edge of the coast. I'm in West Virginia, but I'm quite a ways away from the coast. I may be further than I actually want to go. We're going to try it and see what it does. I've got a couple of URs set up and going to set up and a way to get from here to there. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the 2D cockpit here. See if we can get this thing running. Brakes are locked. Let's turn these two on. That on. That on. So it's battery, okay. That's supposed to be all we need there to get this thing running. I'm not real sure if they'll all crank it just one. I may have a little trouble getting the second one cranked. We'll check and see what it done. Because I don't have set up, I don't think to actually see both edges either. This, well, they're both running. They both started us on. Okay, we're in good shape. All right, we're ready for this. Let's get back outside the plane. And we're going to move to the runway. It's right there in front of us. We're at a little airport called Heaven's Landing. We'll be going here over to just outside of Washington, D.C. to it's a VOR out there called, wish I could read my own writing. We're at Heaven's Landing and the other, I don't remember what I wrote it down, I can't read it. Anyway, it's a little VOR just outside of Washington, high altitude. 11630 is it. We'll be leaving here on the heading of 035 to go to that. And we'll leave it there on the heading of 165 and it'll take us to Norfolk, Virginia. Carousel was the name of that VOR. VOR outside of Washington, Carousel, that's where we're going to. Going to fly over it and then head out to on 1065 to Norfolk, Virginia, or Norfolk VOR. And from there, we'll decide what to do when we get there. Got 2 or 3 options. We'll just pick it up when we get there and decide. Might just crash this thing. It's about what's going to happen. Okay, let's see if we can get this thing out of here. So, let's see if we can get to the airport runway. Then we're going to set up after we get to the runway. Of course, I got the same pop-ups I've always used. So that I don't fly without them, first thing, very much. That's what I'm hesitant about going to X-Plane, because I just don't have the ability to edit the craft or anything, and very little that you can do. I don't have to do anything yet to it. I have flown it, didn't fly right for me, so they're getting better, I think. They had a lot to be done. Anyway, we're going to try to get this thing out of here. We're sitting here, look at that mountain in front of us. Now, what I want to do first, I'm going to set up the radio stack for the first VOR, which is Carousel, and it's 11630. But yeah, that was 6116. Right there. Now, I do this the same way. Hey, I got a problem. My config's not where it belongs. I'll tell you that right now. I don't like this. I got a config that don't suit me. That's right, this is wrong. Well, I'm gonna do this on screen. I'm going to change that. I like a standby radio, and this don't have a standby radio. The standby is not got a standby side. The now 2 don't have a standby. What I'm trying to say now. What I have to do to fix that is go to here, and I'm gonna go to this is the aircraft right here, and don't matter where I get the numbers from. So I'm going to get them right here because all my airport planes are the same that's been worked on. This is a payware that I think it reset itself when I did an update on Windows, I believe, because I'm pretty sure I had it fixed. Now we're going to go right here in this plane. Now, all I'm doing, I'm going after a set of numbers. I'm looking for the radio stack right there. I want this radio stack right here from auto and all the way down. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to close that out. Then I'm going to go close this out. And now I'm here and I'm going to go down to the 337, which should be right here. Skymaster 337 is what I'm doing. Then I'm going to go to the aircraft config and I'm going to go down to the radio stack, and you'll see, I'll show you what the difference is and why it don't work. It's probably right, but anyway, all it is really is, this is all still the same. If I could recopy it, basically what I want to do, but all it amounts to is this one right here. It's not a 1. That's all it amounts to. If I change the whole thing, it'll still just be that right there, be the difference. I'm not going to change the whole thing, but that right there makes Nav 2 have a standby. That right there, this one right here makes Nav 2 have a navigation. That's standby and that's navigation on it. And there's navigation. We don't want navigation on Nav 2, so that's it right there. So then we'll save this file here and close it and close it and close it. Now, I know now, so here it still won't work. See it? When I click this, the white number changes to the blue one. Now reset the plane, which I just did. Now that noise, let's see if we can get back to where it belongs. There we go. All it is, when you reset the plane, the sounds go crazy. Anyway, on almost all of them. Now, what we do now is bring this radio stack back up, and now when we click it, the blue one changes, not the that one. And that's what we want. Now, this right here is 11630 is what we want. We want it on the Nav 2 active, what we want. Now it's active. It's at the top now, and it's top. But I still need to be able to change these bottom ones at any time without changing the top. Now our next VOR after that one is I got 11690. Change this to 9, and this is a 6, and this here to 90. And 6 and 90. Now when we get ready to change, all we can just switch these up. We'll already have it ready. Both VORs are already preset. Now we use these right here as navigation. Nav 1, Nav 2, and I use that right there to fly the plane when I want to. But right now I'm going to put the flaps down a little inside the plane in virtual cockpit. I'll go ahead and finish turning the switches on. Go back to here. We'll finish getting these switches right here. We don't need that, I don't think. Okay, it's got this. Now we should have everything on, possibly lights and everything. Let's check, see the lights are they blinking or not. Yep, lights are on. Okay, everything's ready to go. Inside the cockpit, and these right here, the lights in this thing wouldn't light. That's the only thing I started. I worked on once upon a time. Now I'm not gonna say that. These might not be the ones I fixed. I fixed a lot of them though. Make the cockpit light up the inside lights, not just the background lights. Here we go now. This thing got retractable wheels, so let's get in the air, track the wheels up on the flaps a little, let it climb out a little more. Now, I'm gonna go outside the plane, and we got a big old mountain in front of us. Can we get over it? Raise the flap thrust way up. Keep this thing on a climb. This thing got a pretty good bit of power, so, and I said we're gonna leave here on a heading of 135. Oh, we're gonna bring this back up. Set this on 135 so we can look at it and see where it's at. right there. Bring this up. That's this right here. We're going to turn into that. Let's set this on about 7,008. At least 6.5. Let's go 6.5 for now. Oops, that's too much. Well, 14, just 6.5. Go down. 4, 6, 5. Now we're going to turn this on, that on. Now the plane let it do its own little thing. I'm going to set this on about 150, 160. I think it's playing on close to 200, I think. Let's go 1.626. I don't want 265. The thing moves too fast for me. 160. Go right there for now. We'll turn that on. Now we're going to set the heading bug straight out for now. Then we're going to bring it around to here. But there, now this right here is on. That's telling me it's 60 miles to the VOR, so that's as far as I thought it was. I thought it was going to be a lot further across here. That's going to make it not too far. We'll be all right, time-wise. It's 60 miles to the VOR that's already lit, and making sure that it's on here. It is. And the heading that I chose is only off by about 4 degrees, 3 or 4 degrees right there. We'll just move to it. And once you get a signal, you can get on your signal, and you don't no longer need the estimated direction. And it's by being there and there, it should be the right one. I can't be 100% sure at this point. I can by using the GPS. By using GPS now. $60 miles or 50, about 10 extra 60. Right there where we headed right there for now, and it's gonna be about right, so that ain't gonna be bad. So I didn't check it on the map. I zoomed it, so first it's gonna be 150, 200 miles each leg. Now it's on the 60 wheel. All right, I didn't actually try to get a measurement. I just picked out where I wanted to go to, and we'll find it when we get there. So this is West Virginia. There's the Virginia line right there. The Washington is up in here, D.C., and we're headed to this VOR outside of Washington. Right there's one we head to right there, I do believe. And we'll leave there on a heading of 165 and be going over here to Norfolk, Virginia. And when we get there, we'll find what to do with this plane, where to put it. We'll land out there on something or land on a little airport pretty close by or something. No exact point set up right now because I haven't been out here and looked. I don't know what's out there. I know what I think's out there, but I don't mean I know it. I'm not 100% sure it's there. If I don't find it, then I'll go somewhere else. There's 2 out there, I think. Now, I don't know if I can run any faster or not. If we will, we could try it. Alright, don't guess it will. We're going 133. Probably won't do that. Once it climbs out, it'll do a little bit though. Or is it through climbing? No, it's still climbing. Level off here in about 300 more feet. Set that back to about 160. It ain't gonna run that fast. I wasn't sure. I don't remember. I hadn't put a plane in a pretty good while. I just got through doing a update. It didn't change this plane that I could tell, unless it was what I just fixed. But it did change my CLS 747. I ended up having to reinstall it completely. It lost the virtual cockpit when I got it. Now, I did the Windows update to get me back to where I was before I updated last time before I crashed the machine. I updated from where I am now up to another 6 months. And once I got it, then I messed around with it and I messed around and crashed the system. I believe it wasn't the update cost. I was thinking it's what I did trying to get rid of some files I wasn't supposed to get rid of probably. I should have been able to get rid of them, but apparently I couldn't. So I won't make that mistake again. Then if it does crash again, I'll know what that. But we'll be updating the other one. And I also need to update my BIOS. I'm running on the BIOS that came in this motherboard. There's been 15 update BIOS since then. I've got the newest one downloaded, but I've got to get uninterruptible power supply on this thing because our power is not dependable. Electricity around here goes off with no warning at any time. It's allowed to blink now. It's allowed to blink hours now. It may never blink, but it does it regular enough that I'd be scared to start a BIOS on this machine. So I've got a power supply on the other machine over there uninterruptible, but I'm not going to take it off. I'll just wait to give you another probably. Just put it over here, hook this onto it. So if electricity does go off, it won't stop. It'll keep running until it gets through. They'll last that long. So I'll get me one pretty soon. I could take that off, but I'm using it because that monitor over there, if you cut the electricity out to it, it's hard to get back on. That's the reason I got it on there. The monitor was given to me. It works lovely. But if you cut all the power off, it may take you 4 days to get it back on. You go in there and mess with it, turn it on and off, nothing happened. Next day you go in and hit it, come right on. I've had it off a few times and it took me high as 2 days to get it back on. Don't make sense, but that's how it works. There's something wrong with it. And when it completely loses power, it don't want to power back up. And I thought I had it figured out once, but it's so long now I forgot what I done, so. I'll get me a power supply on this thing and do a little research on that BIOS update, but I already know how it's done. I want to verify that ASUS does it like others on this Z370 board. The last update on the BIOS one was, I think, January 1st, I think this year was the last one put out. And the one I've got in was put out when the board was put out about two years ago. I've had it a year, I've only had it about 7 months. But the BIOS that came in it was the first one was put out with it. I've done verified all that, but I hadn't downloaded the BIOS, but I hadn't put it in. If I get it in and get it back to running, it may work better. Even though it's not that bad, don't get me wrong. BIOS are designed to make all your hardware work as efficient as possible. You got an old one, they updated it for a reason. Yep. Let's see where we at. 38 miles from the VOR. And we'll be leaving this VOR on a heading of 165, I said. So let's go ahead and put this on 165. Give me an idea which way I'll be going when I'm going down. We'll be going up. There's where we want to leave that VOR on. Now, if I'll bring this one up and move part of my plane to the south side of that green arrow there, 5 degrees or so, that'll put us flying by on the south side and turning south away from when we pass, so that way we can not worry about just having to cross over and maybe picking it up too quick. Long in there where I want that. Now this is, the arrow's on the north, I'm on the south side of the arrow right now, and that'll put me flying by on the south side. I'm going to set that right there. I'm going to turn that airspeed on right. Oh, another one setting I ain't got. I know how to do that too, but that ain't working. Huh. Apparently this config hadn't been fixed. Thought it had. Or been updated one and replaced one. Shucks. Probably hadn't fixed the autopilot at all. So there's about 3 things I need to make that work right. To make it work like I want it, not say right. So here we go again. I also don't have these adjusted like I like them. I like them down about there. I like for it to automatically do it itself. Alright. This is another one right here. If we'll take this right here down and open this. Whoops, wrong. No, that's the right one. I'm going to go back to the same place I was a while ago. I'm going to get a couple of settings because I think I'm going to need them. Not sure, but this way I don't have to go ahead and type it and remember exactly what I think I'll be worded. This will word them for me. Go to autopilot. And everything else on this will work because it's close enough. I may have to set the RPMs a little higher. Other than that, it'll work. Autopilot is right here. These 2 lines added right here that I added, and the auto throttle available 1. I want that right there. Then we'll go down back down to the 337 again. Oh, where are we? Where are we? Now there's the O2 right there. That's not the one I'm after. Here's one I'm flying right here. An O2 that don't have a cockpit, I think. It's just something I picked up a long time ago. And I can't use, I'd like to use the textures at it, but I can't, it won't fit. Now, go down to autopilot again and see if it's been changed out. Or not. Nope, it hasn't. Now this right here, this line right here. Now I need to make sure that, right now we got these 2 lines. That's fast enough. That's too fast. Actually, it'll be alright. It's too fast for plane talking out too. We'll let it go at that. Now that's got this. This is make sure that don't have it. Don't. Sometimes they'll have these lines at the bottom. You don't want to double them. If you double them, then they won't work. That'll work right there. Should. Save. Close. Close. Now we have to reset the plane again. It won't take a pic. That's just like a brand new plane now. Bring all this up. This is still on. That's on. And now it's operating the plane. A while ago when I said it wouldn't fly no faster, it might have been that it wasn't getting command to fly faster, because it wasn't for sure. Now the autopilot does work, auto throttle does work. I don't use the auto, I don't use this one, but the rest of them I use them. Here, slow down, do you? Now, Bring this back up. Turn the lights back on. I think no, they're on. I thought they weren't on bright, that's for sure. But now here's two more things I like to fix. I like to have these things here to be down a little bit automatically, and they're not. Anyway, we're flying and we see where we're going. We're where are we? We haven't passed that point yet. Let's see where we at. Just right here. We're 20 miles off the VOR, and we'll be passing by to the south of it by a little bit. This handle will swing around. We'll be on the south side just to come over, and we'll plane will turn automatically toward Norfolk, toward the heading I said, whether it's right or wrong. Now, I would like to have these two settings here fixed too, and to fix these two to bring them down. What it is, they got a window and they got a product. The gauge and a window the gauge is in. If the gauge is small and the window is big and the gauge is set to the bottom of it, it'll be a space here with that in it, which will set them down. What I'm fixing to do is I'm going to go back to here one more time. Back to here. This time all I got to do is go to the aircraft. Where is it? Come on, quit acting silly. Get too big a hurry here. Huh? I must have changed that. There it is right there. Now we're going to go to this time go to the panel. And go to here. And these are windows we're working on, not the cockpit itself. These are windows down here. The first one is the autopilot. And I want it to be, this is the width and this is the height. And I want it to be 20 higher than the gauge actually is. So it'll be 40. Each one of them, in the middle one is 10. Here, instead of making this bigger, we make this one right here 20, which will make it go to the bottom of the panel. Now, let's got that one. Go to the bottom here, we want RMI. RMI right there. Make this one 40, which is 20 bigger. And put a 2 right here for 20. Now we want HSI. Right here. Like this one 40. Also, which is 20 bigger than it was. And I'll make this 20 here to push it down. The first two numbers are location. The second two numbers are size. And 20. Now when I reset the plane, they should be automatically down off that bar a little bit, but not much. Let's go ahead and close this. Reset the plane one more time. Now, turn the lights back on. They're not bright. Get this back to the top. So this time, it's down below that bar completely. Well, a little space actually in there. And everything is all right here. Bring this one up. It's down below the bar the same. Bring this one up just below the bar the same. I made them the same size, but made the window bigger. When I click on it, you see the window is bigger than the gauge. Made the window bigger and pushed it to the bottom of the window is what I've done. That got it out of the way of the bar. There we go. That's what I wanted. That's just the way I set them all the time. Should have done it offline, out of light, but I don't guess it hurts to show you. I know those windows I was working on, I added those windows also. They wasn't in there to start with. It didn't have this extra equipment in there. Now these right here don't have to be set like that, but they float low. I've got them on different panels. Each one of these, the panel is cut into 9 blocks, and each one of them's got a number. That's number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is in 0, that's in 2, that's in 3, that's in 6. GPS is in 9. My radio stack is in I forget which one I got it in, to be honest with you. It's at the bottom. This is 8 actually. So this is 7, 6, 7, 8. It would be 9, but the 0 is always first. Anyhow, there we go. Now, the radio is still set like I had it, yes. This is here. We're coming to a point, we're 5 miles out. We're fixing to pass the VOR. I'll try to keep these planes were all fixed before I crashed my system, I think. But this plane here is a payware, and I have to reinstall it to get it in. When you do it, it puts it back to default. I don't fly a plane default. They won't let me do that. They can have the plane. And that's one reason I'm not in X-plane, because it's not capable of doing that, or I don't know how. You're looking at 20 years of practice instead of, or over 20 years of practice. Learn how to do this stuff. There's times when just changing the config won't make that plane fly. Well, change the config will, but not just changing them like the autopilot. Sometimes you have to add stuff to make the autopilot work as well as the autopilot. Even as little as sometimes you have to add electricity, electrical system to make everything work. If it don't have one, you got to add one. It won't turn everything on. The old biplanes didn't have one. They had no power whatsoever, so we wouldn't run those. Plus, they had no auto adjustments on the trim and no trim. So the autopilot won't work without trim, so you had to add the auto adjustments, all the trim and the autopilot for it to work. Now, see the bar passing right there? And this right here is supposed to be flying the plane now. See it turning into the bar. Now we went across, it was actually too close to it. It's making it hard to do. So what I'm fixing to do is I'm going to move this here to 165 because we're too close. It's going to fish back and forth. So I'm going to put this on 165 and I'm going to get on it instead of on that for a few minutes. If you're under, say 5 miles here or 10, when it tries to get on it, if you're too close, it'll go back and forth, back and forth. Now it's going to go back, but it's going to go back one time now, back to my heading bug, which is going to be real close to the bar now. But if I lifted it, would have fished back 4, 5, 6 times. So let's fly it ourselves for a few minutes and let the autopilot fly heading bug. We're close enough, we don't be a bit on closer. Now what we do need to do is find out if the other VOR is on, or if we're close enough to it. This one here is at the bottom. It's on. I'm off on this one about 15 degrees, or more than it was on the other. But that's alright. It's all an estimate, so if it changes, now it is over here, right there. Now we're 126 miles away from that one, so it is further. But we just turned into it, let the plane fly itself. Now we're going to Norfolk, Virginia. Outside the plane a little bit. It is sort of frosty out there. Actually, that's probably the worst it actually is, or it actually is worse than it is. Looks like we're right on the freeze line. It's warm on one side and cold on the others. Not warm, but warmer, I'll put it that way. See, very little snow out that way, and a whole bunch of snow out that way. Well, this changes if we go across, I think it'd be less, but anyway. This is a successful 337 with a push and pull prop. Prop in the front, prop in the back. Got the H tail. How long it'll take us to get across here? Pretty good few minutes though. I don't know how good my brakes is on this thing either. I may need some better brakes than I got. Sometimes they shy you on your brakes on these things too, and they put them together. They don't have them near enough, or not even what I think they would ordinarily have. Sometimes I may add more than it does too. If I got something I'm really wanting to stop, I'll tighten them up pretty good. But I'm not crazy interested in stopping like sticking to the ground like it's just stuck when it hits. But I am wanting to stop what I would think would be reasonable. A lot of them don't have any brakes or very little. They just keep rolling. If it's got under a 0.1 or a point, yeah, 0.1, 0.5 to 0.1, then it just don't have no brakes. 1.0 is decent brakes on about everything. $114 miles left. Doing hard to read this thing to get exactly accurate reading. Yeah, all right. 120, 140, 160. That's what I got it set on. I've set on 180, so 160. But this could be miles per hour instead of, it says knots. But 160, we got a little over 100 miles to go. You look at 45 minutes, probably better. $110 miles left. Says I'm doing 180 knots, so don't it? 188. But that means this right here, and that right there is close. It says 35 minutes to the VOR. That's better than I thought. Be right back. Plane fly itself. still got hog. Hold on. All right, back again. Let's see if we can get this plane over there. 93 miles out, 30 minutes. We're at 6,500 feet doing 187 knots. It says right here. Airspeed. That's ground speed actually. That's ground speed there. Either ground speed or true air speed, which is the closest thing. It's not even funny. With no wind, true air speed and ground speed is the same. When you got a wind, it has an effect on it. It's right here. Is ground speed right there. And these two is real close to the same. See, 2 miles difference, 2 knots. That could be the difference in a little bit of wind I've got. The ground speed on GPS also figured on the speed you're moving toward a target. Since I don't see a target in here, I guess that's just ground speed. I don't think there's nothing logged in at all, I don't believe. Ain't no flight plan. I don't believe nothing at all on it because I come in without adding anything. So that's just reading ground speed. But when you set up a target line and you go to flying on an angle to it, it changes this right here to how fast you're getting to your target. $84 miles out, and raise this up a little bit. Come on, here we go, right here. And this right here will turn and bring that arrow air in and in. By doing this, I can tell how far. Come on, it's supposed to be going back on one of these directions. Keeps going the same way. It should be a minus or a plus here. That's out. That's in. That's out. That's supposed to go different directions. I don't know why it ain't. At one point, that's supposed to go a different direction. Out. In. Hope you'll back it up. Well, well. Or if you roll the mouse, it'll work. Now that shows this here, the direction of what that right there is to the airport. This will tell you exactly where the airport is if you use it at all times. Not here it's the VOR, not the airport, the same difference. where the VR is on the airport, but might not be the one I stop at. I don't believe there's no mountains out here. I'm gonna come down a couple thousand feet. To drop this to about 4,500. Now we'll watch the ground, see how it gets. See if it gets in the way. Be right back.
Channel switched.
Myself in the recording room. Somebody coming in there, I know what I'm doing. Nobody in now. Had nobody been in much today. I've been there, but I ain't been where I talk to nobody, so the same difference. I ain't there either. One of the guys down in Florida at the race today. Race should be over by now or close to it. Probably over. I hadn't watched on news, so I hadn't seen what it done today. Probably on. I expect it's on here, to be honest with you. Since it's already over, like it's just out of the way here. published that car yet, race car yet. Alright, I'll come back to there then. But, nothing about the races yet. On my news feed, that is. Probably over the television, but I ain't in there. Now, anybody that's seen me change them configs that don't know how to change them or what to do, if you change them at your own risk, or when you change them, you could run it just because you fix it. If you change the wrong number to the wrong place or don't do it right and it'll not work, always make a backup of whatever you're doing. Always. I didn't, but I've got backups other than what you saw. I've got the whole system laid back, uninstalled, just like it. I've got a copy of FSX as it was installed, I do believe. A whole copy laid back so I can go get parts if I need it. The generic files as they're installed. So if I mess up something, I can usually go back and find parts. If it'll work, I get it, put it back in. You can mess up where it won't come back on at all. Easy. It won't be the first time either. 53 miles left. Just because I changed them don't mean you can't get away with it. You might. And you wonder sometimes won't let you change them in the aircraft like I did. Vista makes me take them, make me take the config out on desktop to work on it. It wouldn't let me do it in the aircraft. Even without it running, it would not let me do it till I take it out on desktop. Then it would let me fix it and put it back. What we got around us here? Coming across this Snake River here, whatever it is. So it's crooked, ain't it? I don't have no idea which one it is though. That jump on that turn is not because my machine won't turn, it's because I just let it go to check the view. There's an airport down there designed just almost exactly like Arnold Field in Tennessee. In Halls, Tennessee. That's the way she's designed right there. But that's not it, but it looks like it. Probably a carbon copy. Cookie cutter. Or I see the ocean coming up. 47 miles from Norfolk, Virginia. We'll buzz around a bit and see what he's saying. If we don't, we'll come back and find a place to land. Once we pass Norfolk, get out over the water out in that area. We had to check their brakes while I was checking that config. See how they are. 42 miles from Norfolk. 5 degrees to my left. I am flying by autopilot right now. I think I'm gonna go over the heading bug, which will, it's showing turn to the right, but it's gonna go left because that ain't what I done. Left is where I just told it to go. That's where it's gonna go before it quits. Slightly left. Well, I thought it would. Oh, I ain't got this over there. Now it'll go over there. I was thinking that was over, but it wasn't. Match it to the other one, 49.49. Right there. Now it'll go to it. Bring that green arrow on right up to the top. 40 miles out. We'll come down some more. About 2,500. When that light right there goes that way down to the altitude. If I got called out then, I should have me, but I might not. It'll talk to me before I get to there. I think. Maybe not. Maybe still a little above it. I'm gonna use on down 2,000 while I'm at it. So this ground out here is gonna be sea level about. Won't be much difference. Let's see what we see around us now. This low, getting down low. There's a tunnel out here that goes under the water too. But I can't go through it, but it's one out here. I do believe one of these little islands out here is tied to us on a tunnel. Hey, my hand got on the button. Let the wheels down. I didn't mean to do that just yet. I had my hand on the keyboard, my thumb got over on the joystick. $30 miles out. Gonna be out here on the end of this peninsula out here area. So that's gonna be a little factory there. That's what that's predicted as. Go back that way about 2 or 3 degrees. The bar is slipping off to the side.
2,500.
That's 2,500 right there. Above the ground, we're still coming down. Call out says in, they are working. I wasn't sure about that. See if we can find anything out here. $25 more miles out here. Something right there. Right there and right there. Not sure, but we may check it out here in a minute. As soon as we pass this VOR, I'm gonna go to the VOR before I get off of it. Back away a few more degrees where the bar is getting off again. Can bring us back here a couple degrees, look, make that bar closer. See there? I'll change the angle in which I'm headed toward the VOR just a little bit. What I'm trying to maneuver. Back away about 2 degrees, back that way. That's right. $21 miles. That's gonna be the airport right there. We're not planning on stopping there right now, but we may come back to it. I don't know. As long as we got it on the VORs and stuff, we can always get back to it. We don't run out of fuel, and I don't believe we're going to. Well, I see something right yonder that looks a little bit interesting. Maybe. Fix to cut this thing off in a minute and start flying it myself. I'd like to pass over the VOR before I change it. $17.9 miles. VOR is pretty well straight in front of us somewhere. I'm gonna come down another 500. Try to look for that VOR if we go across it. Slow down a little bit. About 110, 120 be alright now. That should be alright right there. 15 miles to the VOR. This is the airport right here, I do believe. The VOR is sitting out there somewhere. It's not right on the airport. 51.1 miles at this point. It's a military, see how everything's uniform without a doubt. Well, 1 mile, what's that distance? That one what I was looking at. The VOR is a water tower or something. Oh, that may be a control tower. There's a control tower right there. 13 miles to the VOR. Down to about 1200. There's what I'm looking for right there. Do believe another one sitting on this side here somewhere too. 13 miles to the VOR. But it may be sitting across the water where it looks. I think coast should be getting maybe out to the little island. Back that way a couple degrees. I was talking about that tunnel now. That right there is going to be entrance to a tunnel, and there's another one right there. Goes along the water where the ships could cross it. Well, the ship channel right there coming in here. $11 miles to the VOR. I'm not sure I'm gonna go all the way to the VOR now. That's gonna put it on the other side of the water where we're going. But don't matter, I guess it'd be alright, still go to it. Right here we're gonna turn this a couple licks. That's about 5.3. And we're on 5.4. $10 miles exactly to the VOR. There may be the airport over yonder we're looking for. It's about where the VOR is going to be. Probably was the airport I was looking for actually. I'm going to cut this loose so I'm not going all the way over there. Unless I go later. If I crash, it'll be another story. Here we go. Let's cut this thing off. That's off. That's off. That's off. That's off. Get rid of this, and this. Throttle by hand. Come around. Where is it at? Right there, and the fantail is here. Fantail's out in the water. There's another sitting over next to the coast, usually. More somewhere in front of me over there. Maybe on the other side right there, a little spot. Be about right. Left full wheels down. Get a little lower. I really don't want to get in the water here, but I might. It's easy to get in the water looking out here, crossways like this or something. Now we know we're at 1,000 feet. All right, let's start to circle it down. And a little lower and start circling. There's another one of those tunnels out there over to the island. Get around where I can see the boat now. The ship.
500.
Now, when I approach the ship, I need to be at 100 feet. For my dealings, you do it the way you want to do it. Let's put over yonder.
Approaching minimum.
I'll get down to about 300, just under. Ship is about 90 feet in the air, or to 100. I don't know how slow this thing will fly, I don't remember.
Minimums.
But not much under 80, I don't think. This is from here to the far end of the ship now. I'm not trying to hit the flight deck exactly. I'm trying to hit on an angle for how the whole ship to work with. We're down to... If I cut the throttle too quick or if I get downdraft,
100.
get down. Let's see if we can stop this young fella. Depending on the brakes. Uh-oh, she's going to slow off the side, I think. Maybe not. Maybe not. That's a little wicked landing, but that's landing. Got it first try, though. That's what counted. Get back around there. Now, that's going to be where we end the flight for the night. Now, I can't start back here. Well, not online. He won't let me start here online. So I start over at Norfolk or something, but start back. Unless I come out here and park it and then restart. Anyway, I'm going to back this thing up a little toward the edge here. Now, I have been known to miss the button and back this thing plumb off the boat more times than you got fingers and toes. There we go. I also see that I haven't added I've got repainted ships and they haven't been added, because at least this ship here is not near as nice as the one I got. Same boat, I just say it ain't been repainted. I've got to repaint it, I've got to paint it. Vents built them and that rough side of the ship has changed to something a little smoother. That handrail around there is bright fluorescent orange. All the lines are bright orange and yellow and black and red stripe. The two little windbreaks are for the takeoffs, that's whatever they call them. Those have been repainted on it. It's all been painted real nice. I don't have it installed now because that thing crashed. I had to put it back in. But I will now. So I thought of that. This is the first time I thought of it. I have to find them. I don't know where they're at. I know I got it set somewhere. If it had to be a mother machine. Anyway, that's going to be it for now. I guess I could shut it down. Whoop, turn that off, turn that off, turn off, turn off. Turn that off, make sure all the lights are off. They should be off. Yep, everything's off. That's it, plane is stopped. Now, brakes is on. We're going to call that good for now. That's where we put it for tonight. That's the town, dog. We're going to bye-bye, and I'll catch y'all later. It won't quit by itself again.